I'm MJ. I'm going to be talking about sharing your Kundalini experiences with other people and why it might not be a good idea. So, first of all, I'm just now sharing my experiences with whoever is going to eventually watch these videos, and it's a whole year from when they started happening. One of the reasons I talked about in my last video is a little afraid because I didn't know exactly what was going on with me, and I didn't want to just put out what was going on with me to the world and just not knowing what it is. I kind of wanted to do more research and see like what exactly it is before I decided to share it. But it's been a year now, and it's become quite normal, so I feel like I can talk about it and share my experiences. Also, another main reason is the fear of judgment, fear of people not believing me and judging me. And I realized that at the end of the day, I don't really care. If people don't believe me, that's on them. I don't give a crap. If people want to judge me or say that whatever, that's not my what other people think about me. It's not my problem. It's not my business. I'm just sharing what has happened to me, and hopefully if someone else is going through that and I can help at least one person, then I'm here doing what I'm supposed to be doing, So yeah, that's one of the main reasons I'm choosing to share. Another thing, like I've recorded the different kriyas. Again, if you don't know what those are, those different like yoga, and I'm still learning things as I'm going, but like different yoga positions, like my body will go into spontaneous yoga positions, kriyas, and I recorded most of them. There as I said in my previous video, there are times where I don't record just because I want to just be in the moment and just let Kundalini flow naturally. But generally, like especially in the beginning, I always would run and grab my camera whenever something would happen. But I'm more reluctant to post those videos because I don't want to say that they're embarrassing, but I'm in a very vulnerable state, and so I'm going to post them. I'm definitely going to post, and there's like so many. But again, I'm in a very vulnerable state, and to the point to where I don't know what it is. I've gone back and rewatched some of them, but like sometimes they'll be like it's like a 30-minute session with me letting Kundalini flow and my body doing all these different movements, and I don't know what it is, but sometimes I just feel like reluctant to rewatch it. I don't know if it's because I've already gone through it or I don't know, but I just know I have a lot of footage, and a lot of it, I maybe have rewatched like 10 of them, but I guess I don't know. Like sometimes I'm doing a lot of things that just, I guess rewatching it makes me not relive it, but it's just a lot of energy that gets exerted sometimes, and yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't want to say the word uncomfortable to watch it, but I can't even think of like what really just stops me from rewatching it. Maybe I don't know. I'm just trying to I'm just thinking of different words to think of what why I feel uncomfortable rewatching it. But I don't know. Maybe it just again because I lived it, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to eventually, when I feel comfortable, I'm going to post some of those videos. But yeah, when it comes to sharing your Kundalini experience with, per se, your partner or your family members or your friends, they should really understand you as a person. I'm lucky enough to have a partner when my Kundalini, as if you watched my previous video, I talk a little bit about when my Kundalini was awakened. And I don't even say it was awakened. I don't know, like when you have Kundalini awakening, does that mean that you're completely awakened? Because I'm not, in my opinion, completely awakened. I have different Kundalini experiences, and it's working its way up through my chakras. If I had to say, if I had to say, I would say that right now it's at my throat chakra. Just if I had to put a guess of where it's at, or not even, no, I would say it's probably lower than that, because I'm still dealing with, like he says, like when it goes through your heart, you're supposed to feel more open and you know, more, like you're just supposed to feel more love. Like, you know, I feel like I still have a lot of work to do with my heart chakra. So definitely, yeah, maybe it's you know, more like solar plexus area. Maybe that's where it's at. But I just have a lot of energy. I feel a lot of energy in this general area. So, you know, it's working its way up, but I'm definitely not fully awakened. Yeah, so what I was going to say with sharing it, I'm lucky enough to have a partner who, like when my Kundalini awakened, or my first Kundalini experience, he was there with me. And actually, I definitely think that, like people say that to awaken one's Kundalini, there's different ways that it happens. Like it can happen spontaneously, which I feel like that's what happened with me, because I wasn't doing anything to plan, prepare. I wasn't doing Kundalini yoga or Kundalini breaths, or like, you know, I didn't go to a guru or anything like that. But to touch on that point, when he was growing up, he's gone through a lot of very traumatic experiences. And that's another way that your Kundalini can awaken, is through traumatizing experiences. So I'm not sure if him going through, I mean, he's been through a few different traumatizing experiences. So that could be what, like his Kundalini, in my opinion, might be awakened, because, again, I shared it in the last video, but we were watching a series on Gaia. Well, it's a specific show on Gaia, and it was talking about immortality, and it mentioned Kundalini, and it was talking about, you know, about Kundalini, and it must have mentioned something about rubbing up and down the spinal cord, or maybe it didn't mention anything about rubbing up and down the spinal cord. Maybe it was just talking about how the Kundalini is located like along your spinal cord, or your spinal column, whatever it's called. And so he just instinctually started rubbing up and down my spinal cord, and then my body started going into these positions. Like, it felt mechanical, if I could describe it, because my body would just started doing these like positions that I wasn't doing, like I wasn't consciously going, it just started doing, my body just started doing it. And so I think that possibly that his Kundalini was awakened and he just didn't know it. And then, you know, and he awakened mine. And there also, I'm going to talk about this in another video, there are several things that I have done throughout my life that I think may have contributed to my Kundalini being awakened. But I'm going to do that in another video and go in depth and talk about everything that I think possibly could have had something to do with it, including his Kundalini being awakened. But yeah, I was just saying that to say that I'm lucky enough to have a partner who we're on this journey together, and he's not judgmental of anything in that realm. Like, I've always been into, I'm going to say always been into, but over, I would say over the past like maybe 8 years, I've been into like just learning about witchcraft. I would say maybe the past 10 years. Yeah. Witchcraft and like, you know, different spiritualities. When I was like maybe like 20, I claimed myself to be an atheist, not knowing anything about anything. I just know that I grew up as a I grew up in the Christian Baptist religion, and it was forced on me, and it never truly resonated with me. So then when I got older, from under my parents, it was my mother and my grandmother, from under them telling me this is what it is, this is what you have to believe in, and I started to try to figure out things for myself. And also, so me and my partner, we've been together for 10 years, and we were figuring things out together. His family also was extremely into Christianity, and so we got together, and then we just started questioning a lot of things, and then we started labeling ourselves atheists just because we were like, well, we don't believe in anything, And then as we grew more and more, we realized, okay, we're not atheists. We do believe in something. We believe in the universe, believe in, like, I don't know what you want to call it, but there's definitely something that is connecting all of us, that is, is definitely something to it. And, people use different words to describe it, whatever you want to call it. But there's definitely energies and different powers and different things that humans are capable of, and that we're all very connected. And just, you grow and you start learning more and more, and you're like, wow, synchronicities, manifestation, there's so many different things that happen in our lives that made us, there's no way that there isn't something that's connecting all of us. So, like I was saying, like manifestations, like before we knew what the word manifestation, didn't even know, we both grew up like not in any kind of like anything talking about spirituality or witchcraft or metaphysics, anything. We didn't grow up learning about any of that kind of stuff. We just kind of came across it. Actually, a lot of it came from going to different music festivals in California. That's when we got introduced to a lot of different people talking about spirituality, manifestation, and setting your intentions, the power of the moon, and how we're all connected. And so where was I going with that? That was my train of thought often. So anyway, that's what I was just saying, that we've been on this path of trying to figure out things for a while. So I'm lucky enough to have a partner that we're on this journey together, trying to figure out the meaning of things and figure your life out. And it's truly beautiful. And but I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't have partners or don't have someone that is into the same things that they are into, or maybe if you don't have a partner and you're around your family members or your friends and they're not into the same things that you're into, or say you have a spontaneous awakening, you don't know what the heck is going on. Maybe you're not even into learning about different things like that, and it just happened to you and you don't know what the hell is going on. That's another thing that I definitely want to research, is like in the Christian church, if you know about, or in the Baptist church, I can speak about the Baptist church because that's what I grew up in. A lot of people in the church, and I always thought like some of the people would be pretending, but they would go into, what's it called? They would catch the Holy Spirit. And then, it always, I never saw men do it, but always like older women of the church will fall out and their bodies would just start shaking, like, on the ground. And then like people would come over, like said they had a skirt on and they had like different cloths in the church to put over the lady's legs, because like, she's just going wild and not really thinking about, okay, I have a skirt on, and her legs just kicking and everything. And I definitely think that things things are a lot more connected than we think, and I definitely think that, that definitely, if they're not faking it and pretending for attention, and they really are, falling out and shaking, and like that might possibly be Kundalini. I'm not sure, but, I definitely want to research it because it's definitely interesting to me. But that's another video. But back to topic. talking to people. You might want to, if you've experienced a Kundalini awakening and you're trying to figure out, you know, what it is all about, you might want to just go to different communities online. There's a lot of communities online, like on Facebook. There's Facebook groups, support groups, and you know, reaching out to me if you feel inclined to. I will definitely try to help you as best as I can. Reaching out to other YouTubers that's going through the same thing. Also, I feel that there are people that are faking awakenings and to get attention, or, you know, for whatever reasons, you know, but you know, there's a lot of scammers and stuff in the world, period. So the spiritual community is not, you know, it will be affected by that also. But either way, sometimes your family won't understand you. Sometimes your partner won't understand you, and sometimes your friends won't understand you. And that can hurt and can be very painful. If you open up to someone and you tell them about what you're going through, and if they don't believe you, that can hurt, and that can also make you feel like you're crazy. And in this day and age, the way, like, for instance, I'm pretty sure that, like, if one of your family members, like say your parents, say you're younger and now don't quote me on this, I just think that this is possible and I'm not sure, but if you're experiencing something or you come off crazy in some kind of way to where your parents think that you might harm yourself or others or whatever the case is, they can have you put away in a mental institution. And that's another thing I want to study, is the people that are locked away in mental institutions, especially ones that were put in there by other people, by their family members, because their family members deem them to be crazy or whatever. Yeah, I'm just very curious as to what, it's just very interesting to me, because in our society, they label people that are not normal or not, or say that they're experiencing something that's out of the normal, they label them as crazy, you know, and, you know, that's why it's important that you find communities of people that know what you're going through and that you can talk to about what you're going through without feeling judged, or without your people that you're close to judging you, or thinking that you're crazy or that you've lost it. Because that's one of the reasons I've taken so long to talk about my different experiences, is for what? For people feeling like people will judge me. But then I've gotten to a point a year after I started experiencing these things that it's like, you know what, I need to share what's going on with me. And if people judge me, that's on them. That's not on me. And if I can help someone, then, you know, that's, like I said earlier, then that's, you know, I'm here. Definitely my mission on this planet is to help raise the vibration of the planet. And I'm trying to figure out exactly the ways that I can do that. And, you know, it's a learning, I mean, and that's why I said if I could just impact one person and help them with whatever they're going through, then, you know, I'm doing what I've been put here to do. But yeah, this pretty much the whole point of this video is that if you're going through an awakening and you're around people that don't understand what you're going through, then you should reach out to communities that are going through exactly what you're going through. And there are many communities out here that will help you. And on that same note, there are also communities out here that I've heard of. There was this one guy, I'm not sure what his name is, but girls were coming to him, you know, different women were going through, and girls going through Kundalini awakenings, or I don't know if he was telling them that he could awaken their Kundalinis, or if they were going to him after their Kundalinis were awakening, and he was having them through Skype and through different, you know, through Skype and different like online things, having them take their clothes off and basically like worship him and give him their power. Yeah, it's really twisted and weird, and that's another thing, is that you have to be careful in this community. And you know it's best for you. If your intuition tells you to stay away from something, you should listen to your intuition. Your intuition is your very best guide in this life. And I'm not talking about your ego, because your ego can sometimes get in your head. And like, I know my ego, that's what we're going to call it, you know, talks a lot of crap sometimes and makes me not feel the very best that I can about myself. But your intuition, you know, that leads you the right way. Generally, every time. Generally, when I don't listen to my intuition, it turns around and bites me right in my booty. You know, so, you know, yeah. Just, if you're in the spiritual community, or someone that you're looking up to or looking to get advice from, if they resonate with you, go with it. And one of the sayings that I go by is take the good and leave the rest. So you might be getting some knowledge from someone, and they might be doing things that you don't all the way resonate with, but you know, you got a nugget here and a jewel there that is helping you grow, you know. So it's like, you know, you don't have to just put your full faith into anyone. I don't think anyone should just put their, you know, like I won't say put your full devotion. It depends on, like, I have my full devotion in my partner, but, you know, like, you should definitely be discerning with who you're dealing with, especially in the realm when it comes to awakening, because you don't want to follow the wrong guy, but you will know, your intuition will tell you. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to be making more videos and sharing more about my experiences. Actually, I've been journaling. I haven't been as good about it as when it first started happening. I was literally like writing down everything I could about what was happening to me and the different experiences. And I'll share some of my journal entries and just share a lot more of the different experiences that I went through in later videos. But yeah, have a nice one. Talk to you soon. Peace.